Hi, I'm Hallie, the owner of Seven Stories Bookstore located in downtown Shawnee, Kansas. Today I'm here in the bookshop to bring you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, first of all, here are some things you may already know about me. I just turned 15 years old a few weeks ago, and I'm also the youngest bookstore owner in the US according to the American Booksellers Association. I actually opened Seven Stories 2 years ago in September of 2022, and when I first started, I had 97 square feet, so it was super tiny. Fast forward a year, and I have relocated to the space I'm sitting in right now, which is closer to 400 square feet, which gave me room to grow and incorporate different kinds of books, art, and gifts. And so, yeah. Before I opened the bookstore, I also founded a nonprofit organization called Paws Up KC, where we fundraise for pet shelters by giving away free books and trying to get our community reading. And before that, the thing that really inspired my love of reading and books and pets in general, me and my family opened a little free library in our neighborhood and encouraged our neighbors to open one as well. So all of this story has been very well documented. It's easy to Google. I've been in just about every kind of print, TV, and radio news. And while that is good, it also does have a downside, which some people don't expect. One of the things that comes from it is a lot of assumptions. I get a lot of people who have the idea that in order for me to be a young, successful business person, it must mean I have a wealthy family who is constantly throwing money at my dreams and ideas. Which, first, before I continue, I do kind of want to set that distinction. There is nothing wrong with coming from affluence, but when you don't, you have a different set of challenges and battles you have to face. And so I definitely live in one of the more affordable parts of Johnson County, and I live in a single parent household. And so if you know me, if you know the store and my family, you know that seriously, I do put so much work and effort into this. There is nobody else setting it up for me. I am here when I can. Everything on the shelves, I've either stamped, scanned, barcoded, added to the system, purchased, merchandised on the shelves. Even just the details of the store space, I've done painting in here. I helped lay the flooring. I put together all of the bookcases behind me. And so I'm very much involved in everything here at the store. And so I did just kind of want to put some of that to rest. I think it's important to, while I say that, also recognize that I'm still learning. I don't know everything. So I'm still learning about book selling for sure. Hundreds of indie bookstores have opened up over the past few years, and I do feel that I deserve to stand among them proudly. I have years of research that actually went into owning a bookstore. It didn't just kind of happen that one day I decided it would be a good idea and then I just made it happen with a snap of my fingers. I actually, before I ever opened the store, I gained the experience that I needed to open one by giving away free books on the bookmobile. Setting up every Saturday for half the year, super early in the morning, to give away free books to my neighbors has set me up to do well in the book selling world. And so I've learned to be very tolerant and very persistent. With the bookmobile, the weather changing, it's always affecting where I can be and what I can do. And so I found that running the bookmobile every week, I had to power through rain and wind and the hot and the cold. And I had to make it work, which has helped me a lot with the bookstore. I also do feel that I have a pretty unique business plan. Everything about Paws Up KC is giving something to someone and then taking something in return for pet shelters. And so philanthropy is a word that I actually learned and defined when I was little.
It gives me joy, it's fun. I figured out what the word philanthropist means. I was like, well, so basically philanthropist, I guess, means you do something for someone without expecting anything in return.
Seven Stories, I don't just sell you things. We're not just a bookstore. I give back to my community. So I guess now is where I come to my dilemma that I have right now. The bookstore is doing well. The bookmobile's doing well. I'm doing well. My family's doing well, for those of you who I know will ask. Everyone, as Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And he was very much right about that. Last month, we were actually slammed with the news that the building that my store is currently in, right here, had been sold. Not only will this 100-year-old building undergo a ton of construction, but it is my expectation that there won't be space for a retail store any longer, which means that I am forced with the decision to either close the store or relocate it. And my relocation options, I will say, are limited. It's unavoidable, and to relocate, I am going to have to take up another set of startup costs. So I did want to outline what some of my startup expenses have looked like in the past and what they will look like in the future. First of all, we will need to pay an electrician because I know absolutely nothing about lighting. We will need to purchase new lighting fixtures, painting, reevaluating our furniture, how many more bookcases do we need, what kinds of display items, growing and onboarding of inventory, reprinting of promotional materials such as business cards and bookmarks, signage, making sure that the ceiling and the flooring are in good condition, and then, of course, rent. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot, but it's not work that I'm afraid to do. I just didn't have the expectation that I would need to be leaving so soon. Within all of this, I've had to reevaluate, does my community still need a bookstore the way it did when I first opened? Especially in an Amazon world, is this something that my community actually still needs, or has my community's needs changed? And this is a constant battle within myself that I think has always comes to the conclusion of yes, it's needed. My customers, I love my customers and my neighbors, and it's such a wide range. I have people in their 90s and people that are just 2 months old, and I have people ages in between and beyond both of those numbers. And I have people that live in walking distance and people that live in different states and drive here specifically to see the store. I have customers that live in affordable housing complexes and who live in gated communities. And so really, Seven Stories' reach is far and wide. And so while evaluating all of this, I have decided to do something very strange and hard for me to do, and that is asking for help. And so looking at my options now, I know that this is something that I can't do alone. In a way, my age, it has a lot of limitations. First of all, I can't get a business loan. Second, my mom, I have a little sister. Some of you have met Callie. She's in elementary school. And what I don't want is for her to put up our house as collateral to save the bookstore. And those are all possibilities when I'm considering startup costs for a third time. So I am doing a GoFundMe. This is what crowdfunding is for, though, right? People that have a plan and have a good track record, but really need assistance. And I've seen other stores do all kinds of GoFundMes for rent and for expansion plans, and I've seen coffee shops do crowdfunding for their staff salary for the whole year. And I genuinely look at it and I think that what I offer and my effect on the community is comparable to all of those other businesses. After all, again, I'm not just a bookstore. I don't just sell stuff. This is a community place. Once again, philanthropy, it's literally in the business plan. Helping my community is in the business plan. But what wasn't was having to move and leave from this building so soon. After 80 years of consistent ownership, it's not something that, again, I could have ever predicted that it would sell and that things would change. But I'm asking you to please help me. Any dollar amount, whether it's 5, 10, more, I'd appreciate it. if you're someone who would be able to donate a service to help us relocate, I'd appreciate it. I promise that I will make good on your time and your hard-earned money. I am very committed to my community. I have every expectation to continue to grow the store over the next 3 years, and at the end of the next 3 years, not just celebrate graduating high school, but celebrate something new, which is 5 years in business here at Seven Stories. Many of us know and love Mr. Rogers and Daniel Tiger. One of the many reasons that Mr. Rogers was able to stay around for so long is because of the support for public TV. It's very much similar here. If bookstores are something you care about, if my story is something that you appreciate, if you appreciate the authenticity of it all, then I ask you to please support me. Go and support my GoFundMe, share this video around, and even personally reach out to me. My email, it's right here, and also in the description, shop7stories.hallie@gmail.com. And I thank you again for sharing, liking, and considering being a donor. Thank you guys so much.